Hey everyone, my name's Mark Armstrong, and welcome to the first episode of the Espresso Series. I see we've got over 100 people on board at the moment, which is wonderful to see. I've just got to get a couple of things right here. Exit there. Get some notes up in front of me. So, as I said, welcome to everyone. This is the first episode of our Espresso Series. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Mark Armstrong. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rate My Agent. And the idea of what we want to do here is we want to open a discussion with our community. We're really quite passionate about the real estate industry. Personally, I'm a licensed real estate agent. I have been a licensed agent for around about 20 years. And I've been involved in near on 1,000 transactions. And the idea of this is we really want to start a conversation with the community. We're all going through a lot of things at the moment, the coronavirus, and we're really changing the way we work. So we've got a question to put out to everyone who's listening. How can we help? We're here to help. We're here to support, and we really want to know how we can help you all. There is a chat here. I can see people raising their hands at the moment. I'm trying to work out how we get that working. So if you do have questions as we go through, there's a lot of people listening in at the moment. So if you do have questions as you go through, we want to try and answer them all. But let's get stuck into it. So the idea of this first session is really understanding that the marketplace is changing. And we have to harness and use new technology to really help us take advantage of what's going on in the marketplace. Will there be any fee relief from Market Rate My Agent? Well, we can obviously talk about that. As I said, we're here to, someone's just come through, Julie has just come through and asked, is there any fee relief? So if you talk to our support team about what we're doing there, we can certainly have a chat about those sorts of things. But we really have to change the way, we think about how we work with our customer. There was a study that was done years ago, and you've probably all heard it before, but the study said that 93% of communication is non-verbal. So only 7% of communication is what we say, the words that come out of our mouth. But the other 93% is how we say it, the tone of voice and those sorts of things. But a massive 55% of communication is body language. You see me use my hands and my eyes, and I've got a lot of us have quite strong body language. So we're missing out on that. With the coronavirus, we're missing out on a massive part of our communication. We're no longer seeing people at open for inspections. What a great opportunity to communicate with our marketplace. But we're not doing that at the moment. We can't do that at the moment. We're not seeing people in the school grounds. We're not seeing people at local sport and footy clubs and those sorts of things. We're not seeing people at restaurants and at pubs. So we have to understand that we need to now use technology to make up for those things that we're missing out on. And I actually think, I'll talk about this at the end, but I actually think that this is going to create a new norm. As people start to use technology in this way, this is going to create a new normal. And we'll talk about this at the end. But one of the things we do have to understand is that the phone is just not going to cut it anymore. As a real estate person myself, as quite a passionate real estate person, I live on the phone, and we all live on the phone. But the phone without the other 93% is just not going to cut it anymore. So what we're really going to talk about here is Zoom, and how we use Zoom, and how you can use Zoom as well. We're going to go through some pretty basic things. But what I first of all want to talk about is, why have we chosen Zoom as a preferred platform over things like FaceTime, Skype, or GoToMeeting? FaceTime is a wonderful social application, but it does have real limitations from a business point of view. Skype, I hate to say about Skype, but I think Skype will be the MySpace of the video world. It was the new kid on the block, but new technology has superseded that, and it probably isn't keeping up. And we've got GoToMeeting. We've tried GoToMeeting as a platform, but it probably just doesn't cut it for us. We think Zoom is really the way to go. There's there's three reasons, or there's multiple reasons why we think Zoom is the best platform to use. The first one is it's free. There is a paid version of Zoom, but the idea is that the free version is going to be more than enough for most of us. The free version allows us to have a meeting with up to 3 people. It also allows us to chat for up to 40 minutes before the meeting stops and you have to start a new one. So for most of us, the free version of Zoom is more than enough. I think the second reason, and this is the one that I find most valuable with Zoom, is its ability to share screen. I'm going to share my screen with you now. It's a really simple thing to do. At the bottom navigation, there's a button that says share screen. I click on that. I choose which screen I want to share. I've got 3 monitors set up here, and I simply click share. And it's as simple as that. You can now see I've got a Rate My Agent profile up here. So if I'm talking to a customer, I'm going to show my photo up in the top right-hand corner there. There I am. So if I'm talking to a customer, I'm able to present to them. If I want to do a virtual appraisal, or if I'm talking to a potential buyer and I want to show them pictures of a property or even a video of the property, I can share my screen really easily, and I've got full control over the screen here. I can go to any page on the agent's if I'm doing a virtual appraisal, I can go to my profile page. If I'm using Rate My Agent listing reports, I can click over to a listing report and I can go through the stats. I can go through comparable sales. I can go through my reviews and where my reviews are on a map. So I really have great versatility in being able to share a screen with my customer and take them through a normal appraisal or have a more normal meeting with them where I can show them everything that I want to show them. The other great thing about this sharing is that it's really easy to give control over to the person you're talking to. It's simply stop share, and I'm using Zoom Webinar at the moment, so attendees who are watching at the moment don't have this functionality. But when I use the basic Zoom meeting function, I can just give the sharing over to anyone I'm talking to. And why is that really important? It's really important because I think the idea of virtual appraisals is really going to gather steam and momentum. Yes, we have to conduct virtual appraisals now because of the coronavirus. But even past the coronavirus, I think that a lot of vendors are going to use that as one of their preferred methods to have an initial discussion with an agent. I think that's where I'm talking about that new normal, and we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. But the ability for your customer to sit there and on their phone or on their iPad or even on their laptop to be able to walk through the house and show you the house just like you would in a normal appraisal is really, really powerful. And Zoom allows you to do that really well. Yes, you can do that with FaceTime as well, but FaceTime does have a few limitations. That share screen option is not there. And I think the other great function within Zoom is the ability to record the screen. Yes, you can do that with FaceTime as well, but it's a very clunky way to do it. You're basically recording the screen of the phone itself. You're not actually recording from the camera directly. So the ability to record, I think, is a wonderful thing. We use this in our business all the time. We record meetings, so if people can't attend the meeting, we can invite them to watch the recording. If a potential seller is showing you their home, the ability to be able to record as they walk through the house, so you can show other salespeople, or you can keep that for your own records down the track. So I think those two things, Zoom does it really, really well. The ability to be able to share your screen really simply, and the ability to be able to record the screen and share the screen and pass over that sharing to either party, but also record what you're seeing as well, is really, really powerful. The third one, we don't have long. The idea of these sessions are short and sharp, 15 minutes. The time it takes to have a coffee, I've got a coffee here. The time it takes to have a coffee is so short and sharp. We've got about 3 minutes to go. So the last thing I wanted to show you here is, this is what I really love, the back end of Zoom. I'm not going to go too far into this. We have a great support team. If people want to talk to our support team and get some guidance on these things, we're certainly here to help. But if you just want to go to zoom.us and you can set up a free account and you can have access to this dashboard. But the thing I just want to show you here is the ability to be able to schedule a meeting. These are the limitations of some of the other platforms, FaceTime in particular. You can do it in GoTo and Skype, but really simply you can click on schedule a meeting, put in the name of your meeting, a little description of what it is, the time and the date of the meeting. You can also decide, you can record the meeting automatically. You can invite an alternate host. So if you want to do this meeting in conjunction with another salesperson in your office, you can do that. So there's a couple of features here, but just the ability to be able to set a time, set a date, record automatically, and then click save. And then it gives you the ability to be able to send that out. So this is the link here. You can copy that link and you can send that out to someone to confirm the meeting. Hey guys, looking forward to the virtual appraisal on Friday. Here's a Zoom link. All they need to do is click the link. If they haven't downloaded the software, a lot of people have now, but if they haven't downloaded the software, it literally takes 30 seconds and away they go. So I think for me, hands down, we've tried them all. I can tell you, we've tried GoTo. I'm going to stop sharing now. We've tried the GoTo functionality and we found it very, very clunky. We've tried FaceTime and we've tried Skype. We've just found that Zoom is hands down the best platform to use. So if you want to use the free version of Zoom, simply go to zoom.us. And you can set up a free profile and you can start to use it. I use it with my family now. We have every Sunday at 5 o'clock, we have a family catch up where my mum and dad and the whole family get together. So you can use it for personal reasons and you can do it, you can use it for business reasons. So I did mention before about video appraisals, and using video is going to become the new norm, or it's going to normalize. And I think that there's two fundamental reasons why I think that this is here to stay. This is not a fad. Coronavirus has forced this change, but I think once we get through coronavirus, it's not going to, the rubber band's not going to spring back. And I think there's two reasons for that. I think the first one is flexibility. Nowadays, as an agent, if you go into an appraisal, usually it's done after hours when people aren't at work, and when both a husband and wife or the couple are there, or whoever needs to be there is there. So that flexibility of being able to do a virtual appraisal at any time of the day. As an agent, you'll be able to do a virtual appraisal while you're sitting on the beach in Bali or Thailand. So giving that flexibility for both the agent and the customer is going to be one of the reasons why I think this will be a new norm. But I think the other reason, I'm not quite comfortable saying this, but I'm going to say it, is the coronavirus is going to change the market. People aren't going to want to have as many people coming through their home, as many people touching things within their home, as many people meeting their kids and patting their dog, and all these sorts of things that are really wonderful about real estate agents. A lot of customers are going to hesitate with those sorts of things. So what they're going to prefer to do is as an initial meeting, have a virtual meeting. And they might have a virtual meeting with 2 or 3 or 4 agents. And then once they choose their agent, then they'll invite that agent to come through to do the more physical inspection and to sign authorities and do those sorts of things. So I think we are going to see a change. I said to someone the other day, I'll say it now, I could be wrong, but I suspect that at some stage in the future, in the next 3 or 4 years, we may well see more virtual appraisals than physical appraisals. I put that out there. It wouldn't surprise me one little bit if more customers choose to have more. They'll have more appraisals and they'll do them virtually before they invite people into their home. So that's it for us. That's it for me. It was 17 minutes. I haven't done too bad to cut that down to 17 minutes. But we have a few questions coming through here. How do I, from Jenny Martin, how do I claim my profile if it's under a different brand? So Jenny, you can simply, we can change over, or once you claim your profile, you can change the agency that it's linked to. If, as I think you might be saying here, it's linked to an old email address, just simply contact our support team at support@ratemyagent.com.au. They'll get in the back end, they'll change that email address over to allow you to claim it. So that's a reasonably straightforward thing to do. Zany says here, perhaps on Rate My Agent platform, there is an option for agents to provide profile photo to do a 1-minute blurb about themselves and what is important to them as an agent. Then the reviews can back that up. Profile video. So we do have a profile video already. So it is a subscription feature. We're not here to try and drive more money out of you guys, but it is a subscription feature as a part of our premium profile. So a lot of agents have uploaded a profile video. Interestingly enough, we've also just launched video reviews. So you can now upload video reviews, and we think they're really powerful way to communicate with a prospective customer as well. David says, sounds great. Thanks, David. Cheers. Sam says, has Rate My Agent been hit by realestate.com with its ratings? Look, it's a good question. And one of the things I say here is we are completely open and transparent. We haven't been hit so much, I must admit, by realestate.com and their ratings platform. We anecdotally, we still see that our review, the number of reviews that we're collecting is growing by about 5 or 6 times the rate of realestate.com. We can't get an exact number on that, but that's where we estimate at the moment. And we think there's a number of reasons for that. We have a very high level of trust. Agents, I'm not going to say every one of you out there loves Rate My Agent, but a lot do, and a lot trust us, and we really value that trust. It's really important for us, and we don't want to compromise that trust. So I think that we're viewed as a trusted platform. We're not here to control your reviews. We've built lots of features in our platform. Someone a little while ago said, why can't we copy and paste our reviews? And we did lock that down a little while ago from the front end because we had people crawling and stealing our reviews. But we built the functionality in the back end so you as an agent could go in and copy and use any of the reviews you wanted. So I think that high level of trust is something that the reason that we're still getting a review for 1 in 3 properties sold across the country, and that's growing. And we think that agents just really love our platform. So at this stage, Sam, we're not seeing a huge inroads. We think our relationship with Domain is really positive. It's not an exclusive relationship. So we have an open API. So anyone who wants to access that API can certainly, so if you want to flow your reviews to any other website, it's not us stopping that. The API is there and it's there to be used. So we think that flexibility and that trust is one of the reasons why we've really protected our position. Can we thank Zany for the idea of profiles? Should we address the arrow comment that we're growing faster? Not sure about what that one. Do you see RMA having capacity to add video testimonials? Julie, we've already launched that. So at the moment, if you have any video testimonials, you can come in. It is under one of our starter subscriptions, but you can come in and copy and paste the, it's a YouTube link at the moment, and we're looking to build that out. So we're looking to build that out and expand on that and allow people to film video reviews within our platform. But certainly today, if you do have video reviews, you can absolutely upload them into our system. And we're looking to build those into all of those other features, our listing reports and our social media manager and all those things. It's all coming, but we're not far away. What are the costs to subscribe from Jamie here? Look, I'll leave that. It's all on our website. So if you go to ratemyagent.com.au and you scroll down to the bottom, there's a subscriptions tab. Our subscriptions range at agent level from $39 a month, and for an agency from $2.99 a month. But if you look at the subscriptions tab at the bottom of the screen, you can certainly get more information. Have I bought shares in Zoom? Julie asks me. I wish I had. You know, it's probably the only share that's actually skyrocketed. That and Bunnings probably, because everyone seems to be going to Bunnings. is it too late to buy shares in Zoom? I don't know. I don't purport to be a share market expert, but hey, Julie, I wish I bloody did buy shares in Zoom. We should have seen that coming. We should have seen that the evolution, but I missed out, and it certainly spiked. Look, me too. Oh, what's undisruptable? So undisruptable, that's a really good question. This will be the last one because we're 22 minutes in, but we've still got, we've still got over 150 people listening. So maybe I'll keep going. Undisruptable. So this is a concept we've launched in the US, and I used to get really bloody frustrated. I got frustrated because everyone was talking about how the real estate industry was going to be disrupted, how the role of the agent was going to disappear, how purple bricks was going to destroy them, and how all these low fee models were going to come in and sell your own properties, and people attacking agent commission. I think you all know that we're not here to touch agent commission. It's not our job. But everyone was talking about disruption. And we looked at it and said, well, hang on, but really good agents, technology is not going to disrupt really good agents. There's actually a quote by a guy by the name of Jim Collins, who wrote a book called Good to Great. And he actually says, and this is the topic that we're going to talk about next week, so I'm not going to go too far into this, but he talks about technology being an accelerator, not a creator. And it's so true that technology does not create, it accelerates. So the idea behind undisruptable is that agents create relationships, and technology will never disrupt that. Technology will never disrupt that ability of an agent to show empathy, to listen, to guide someone through, to build that relationship, to have a beer with someone. Technology is never going to allow you to have a beer with someone. The government can, because they won't let us do it right now. But technology will never stop us from meeting a potential client in a pub or a restaurant, or having a beer and a chat and build that relationship. So the idea is that great relationship builders are undisruptable. And we think that great agents who build great relationships are undisruptable. It's something that we'll talk about again next week. So the topic we're going to talk about next week is technology, and the idea that we shouldn't fear technology. We need to harness technology. We need to use technology to accelerate what we're doing, but we shouldn't really fear technology. And that's the topic at 2:00 next Wednesday. We're going to talk about that. Thank you all so much for coming. There's a whole lot of questions here. We'll try and, Emma's just said get to the Q&A tab. Thank you for your time. I look forward to that. Thank you, Kylie. That's much appreciated. Virtual appraisals, is it the same as walking through a property, getting the feel of it? It makes it harder to sell. Look, I agree, Theodora. It's virtual appraisals is not the same as walking through. And this is one of the reasons why I don't think virtual inspections, I think they will die. I don't think they'll stay around. But virtual appraisals as a first introduction to a property, I think will work. But I think you're absolutely right. The signing up process. So I think virtual appraisals will be used as a selection process. How do we select an agent? And then we move into, when the customer chooses an agent, I absolutely agree that it will never replace that feel of walking through a property. How long will it take before you add new suburbs to your system? Has been a suburb for 18 months. So I think contact our support team. I know that sounds easy, but it can be a bit tricky. So Northwest in New South Wales. So please contact our support team and ask that question directly. I'm not a technical person, so I don't want to answer that question because I might give you a bit of a bum steer. So please contact our support team. And I know you said here you've contacted them, but contact them again, and we'll certainly. It's a bit of a tricky job. And Rob, the last question here is, can you replay today's presentation? Absolutely, we're going to make that available. We'll email this presentation to everyone. We will. I was trying to get Facebook Live up and running, but I couldn't get it working. So I'll work that out for next week. So that's it. So thank you all for coming. Wonderful. We've got our first Espresso Series under our belt. Next Wednesday, 2:00, and every Wednesday we're going to run these short, sharp sessions. We really welcome feedback. We really love you to tell us what you'd like to hear. through these sessions. We'd really love to, any questions you've got, any topics you'd like us to cover. In the future, we're going to talk about SEO. We're going to talk about building social profiles. We're going to talk about a whole range of things, but we'd love to hear from you guys. Even if you want us to build something in Rate My Agent, what do you want us to build? What's really causing you the pain point, and what could help you through this time is really what we're focused on. So thank you so much for attending. I think we had a great audience. You know, we had over 150 people for week 1, so we're looking to build that. Please talk to people in your office, invite them in. You can share that link with anyone, and they can register for next week's session. And look forward to talking to you soon. See you later.